There is something so freeing to having short hair, because for a lot of women, hair is like our covering, you know? We hide on the long hair. I mean, I used to. But I dared myself to try short hair, and I am so glad I did. Like, can you imagine? I have been hiding this face for so long. This brought out my features, it brought out my cheekbones, and I feel like it's made me so daring, because now what I want to do is go out there to a restaurant and eat by myself, something I never would have even conceived of thinking. So, to all of you out there who hide, stop hiding, you know? Go out there, cut your hair, or don't. Just stop hiding. I'm going to go for a meal by myself. Yes. Go and be bold.
Hey, in this video we're getting into one of the 8 ways to become attractive as I went to all of these 8 things that actually turned into 9 things that'll make you attractive as in separate videos, all linked down in the description and pinned at the top of the comments for you. I'm going to link the whole playlist. Your face, your body and posture, your charisma and energy, your belief, your scent, your hygiene, your apparel, and your hair. Something that I want to add, I've been slowly dripping out each of these videos because I feel like each thing is so potent and powerful. It can make a huge difference. Just simply fixing your posture can exude more confidence. Not only exude more confidence, but your body feels better. You will want to step into leadership energy when you have the posture of a leader. Just simply putting on some color on your face can make you feel like a goddess and do what goddesses do best, which is create, which will push you towards really giving your all to your creations through the embodiment of a goddess. Speaking of goddess, I want to say that with everything, there is pros and cons, and anything can be taken to an extreme to where it's really good, or to where it's to an extreme to where it's really bad for you. And it's really important to find that balance for you. For everyone, it's different. Something I've noticed is if you really work on all of these things for my pyramid of attraction, it might become a burden. There will be some cons that you're going to deal with. Embodying a goddess, becoming your most attractive self, comes with its own set of burdens. Everything comes with its own set of burdens and privileges. And it's just a matter of what's more important to you and finding that balance to where you're not too inconvenienced by the cons of said being attractive as fuck. And if you'd like for me to go deeper into what I mean by that, then watch my video linked in the description going into the cons of looking perfect all the time. To put it briefly, a lot of people will be triggered by you. Even if you've mastered just one of these things, it can make a major difference, and you may start to see that trickle into your life. And I also get into how to handle it. I will link below in my description as well how to deal with bullies, because you naturally becoming your most attractive and confident self makes some people feel small, and some people don't know how to deal with those emotions. They want to create havoc and like ruin your vibe because their internal havoc they're having just by seeing a beautiful woman do her own thing. Being beautiful often highlights what's ugly, and you're not like going out of your way to like put a light on what's ugly, but you put a bouquet of beautiful roses in a cluttered, disgusting room, or in a room filled with trash, you're gonna start and look at the trash like, It's either gonna inspire you to pick up the trash and clean up the space so it's cohesive and everything can be beautiful, or you're not gonna want the flowers because it just highlights how much of a mess your room's in. And even if you're not vain, if you don't care about the way you look, by simply having an attractive energy, by simply having charisma, you can still trigger them. So might as well do it all. I might as well do the whole 9, because playing it small, you're still too big for people who are triggered by you. Now let's see what the girls have to say about the power of your hair. And then I'm going to get into my take on the matter.
Getting extensions has probably been the biggest confidence booster. Personally, I've never been able to grow my hair for the last 6 years. After I bleached it, it physically will just not grow past a certain length. And it's just been, I've spent hours crying over my hair. And I've always been the type, I'm like, I don't want to get extensions. I don't want that fake look or whatever. And I finally said, screw it, because I just want to feel pretty with long hair for once in my life. I know that extensions aren't forever, but I'm just like, if this is my last hope to just be able to have long hair and to experience what every other girl is normally able to experience if they want to, it is just by far the best decision I've ever made. And I just feel so much more confident in everything I do and just a lot happier with the way I look all the time. And I feel like hair sometimes is the outfit. Like, it can be the whole thing. Like my confidence is just so much higher. So if you need a sign to get extensions, to just spend the money, just do it. Your happiness, like, money comes and goes. do it for your happiness in the time like you can. I don't even know if that made sense, but I'm just like, I'm at an age right now where I'm able to do this. Money comes and goes. Like, why would I not just do what makes me happy?
Your hair color does have an influence on how other people perceive you. I mean, duh, it makes sense. Your appearance affects how people perceive you. Black hair theory, let's talk about it. The black hair theory is that girls with black hair are perceived as more intimidating by men. Even if they don't have an intimidating personality at all, they just come off that way. I don't really think I have like the black cat personality. If you look at me, you'd probably assume those character traits onto me. Whereas with lighter haired girls or blonde haired girls, they get more sweet golden retriever type of personality traits projected onto them. I feel like this is why blondes feel like they get approached more. I've seen girls that have had their hair blonde before and then went darker say that when their hair was blonde, they would get approached more by guys. Probably just because they're getting perceived as friendlier, even if that might not be the case. The darker your hair, the more intense you look, the more kind of standoffish you look. I'm going way lighter next week, literally in like 4 days. I'm gonna report back with this theory. Also a theory that girls with darker hair are taken more seriously by guys. They're looked at as more like girlfriend or like wife material, long-term relationship material. I don't quite know if that's true, but
can the color of your hair impact the way you look overall when it comes to color analysis? Let's break it down. We are going to kick it off with the queen bee herself, and here Beyonce is rocking a very dark hair color. As in autumn, however, she just looks fantastic in this warm honey vibe. Here we have the lovely Yvonne Orji trying to rock a golden vibe, and she is actually winter. Let's compare it with darker hair. Now that is better. As a winter, the dark, vivid contrast of that dark hair harmonizes so much better with her skin tone. Kim here is actually a winter, and she looks fantastic in dark, vivid black hair. When a winter decides to rock blonde hair, they should avoid golden tones like this and instead embrace a icy tone like this. Icy blonde harmonizes better with the cooler undertones of a winter. Here we have a warm caramel tone versus an icy cool blonde. Always be mindful of your skin's undertone when it comes to the hair color you wear.
Now, y'all want to get mad when Shira Selling said that men do not like natural hair. But as an avid natural hair wearer, I absolutely love natural hair, okay? But I'm going to tell you exactly why she's correct. In my early 20s, when I cut off my relaxer and I went back to my natural hair, in that process, I wore a lot of weaves and wigs. When I would wear weaves and wigs, I would be approached constantly by men. Constantly. And most of them, in her words, were dusties. When I stopped wearing weaves so much and I started wearing my loose natural hair, guys would still smile, they would still say hello, but they wouldn't really approach me like that. I would switch and wear weaves again, they would be on me like white on rice. The moment the natural hair came back out, not so much. I've been locked for about 4 years now, and my experience with men in these 4 years has been very different. What I notice is I don't get approached by dusties. And when men do approach me, it's more with a level of respect. To add on to what she said, it doesn't have to do with just how you look. It has a lot to do with how you carry yourself. The last 4 to 5 years, I'm heavy into self-development, both internally and externally. When you carry yourself with confidence, dusties are not going to approach you. See, in my 20s, I didn't really know myself yet, okay? When people would give me a compliment, I would kind of, oh, okay, thank you. Now, no, thank you. And move on about my day. I'm not saying that you should run out and go lock your hair. I'm not saying you should stop wearing your natural hair. What I am saying is you should invest in yourself. Invest in your look. If that same makeup been sitting in your counter for over 2 years, baby, you need to go get some new makeup, okay? Let's invest in some high-end fragrances. You don't need a whole bottle. You can go get the travel size. Many companies, especially these niche perfumes, they do carry sample sizes or sample kits or travel sizes. You do not need to run out and go get full-size bottles to look good and to smell good. High-end perfumes are normally a repellent to dusties, okay? It don't matter if you only got $2 in your purse. They don't know that. Invest in your clothing. Make sure you have some staple clothing that can go with any season. Make sure you invest in your clothing. Make sure you have some timeless pieces. You don't have to constantly replenish your wardrobe when you have some timeless pieces. And invest in your education. There are so many personal development courses out here that can improve how you view yourself and how you view the world.
This is why having fine natural hair is elite, because I could do stuff like this.
No, but let's seriously talk about this, because I thought this was just a me thing. Turns out you guys are experiencing this too. Okay, let's get into it. Apparently this is called hair theory, but it really needs to be studied, because let me show you guys the pictures and the type of guys I think I attract based on the hairstyles that I'm wearing. This girl here, unfortunately, she ain't getting any of the... I'm getting none of them. They're not even looking at me. They're not even... It's tunnel vision. They're walking past me. They're seeing me. They're walking past me. They're not even making eye contact again. Like, it's over with. Once they see this afro, they don't play. They don't play. They're not coming here. Who I am attracting is the geezers. If you're from the UK, you know the geezers. You know the palm-coloured folks. Okay? The palm-coloured guys in the late 30s, early 40s, so 30s to 50s. They love me. They see her, they see this hair. Yeah, they love her. Wow, queen. Wow. Like, I'll be hearing wow as I'm walking past. I'll just be hearing wow. Oh my gosh. Coming to sit near me, watching me, staring. Not really approaching me, but the looks, they're in awe. They can't believe that they've just come across this creature with her hair, with her throat out. Like, they can't believe it. Now, this hairstyle, she's very multifaceted, okay? She can attract a variety of different type of people. Usually people within my age range, people in their 20s, like 30s maybe. This is attracting the young ones. But this one, it attracts all age ranges of my brothers. Black guys see me with this hairstyle, basically. That's what I'm going to say. They see me with braids, and they love me with braids. But I also still attract the guys that are white. But it's not the older ones. It's the ones who are in their 20s. Sometimes I even feel like I'm attracting the younger ones. They're early 20s. Like, what's really going on? Funnily enough, I thought that this hairstyle would attract the rich, older, palm-coloured folks. But it does not. This is actually for my brothers. My brothers... yeah, they like this hairstyle, and it's only them that ever approach me with this hairstyle as well. Honourable mention, I also get approached in a claw clip hairstyle by black guys as well, which is a weird one. I don't know. I think it's anything that shows my face definitely gets me approached by guys that look like me. Now this, anything with colour, a wig, or even a plain black wig, bust down, it's for my brothers. It's for the black guys, okay? I think it's so funny as black women how, like, our hairstyles, we literally look the same. We have the exact same face, but our hair will change and we get approached by different people depending on the hairstyles that we're wearing. One thing that I learned to do is stop catering to my type. Like, I will wear my hair in the way that I feel most beautiful in, which is usually my afro. Like, I'll usually wear my hair in an afro or claw clip. So regardless of if a guy's approaching me, you're going to get this. Get used to this. This is what we got. This is what's working for us. Definitely a challenge for everyone else. Like, if you feel like you want to wear different hairstyles and experiment with different hairstyles, but you know you're not going to get approached by your type, just do it anyway, because who cares? Like, why are you catering for your type? Just look the way you want to look and be happy with the way that you look, regardless of whoever's going to approach you, because you have one life to live, girl. One life to live.
I have not worn this hairstyle in so long because once the wind blows, it's all over. But wait a damn minute. Hair theory is definitely real because I feel like this gives a completely different vibe than the normal bun that I do, and like a claw clipped in the back. One of these days I'm gonna do all of the hairstyles I wear, but just taking the strands out of my face gives a different look. Like, it just went from like wild, like Amazon princess to like librarian, perhaps. I don't know. I like the Amazon princess vibe because I can't be tamed. I've seen a lot of hair videos, and when it comes to picking a hairstyle that aligns with you and that makes you attractive as There's a few factors to decipher. 5 factors that go into picking the perfect style for you are comfort, expression, convenience/maintenance, growth, and perception. When it comes to comfort, what is most comfortable for you? Some people can't bother with wigs and extensions because it's not comfortable for them. Some of us are so used to it, it doesn't faze us. Or we found wigs and extensions, or a way to wear wigs and extensions that are comfortable for us. When it comes to expression, I think my hair is a subconscious expression of the rage I have for the patriarchal structures that need to be dismantled. It represents the fire I have within my heart to make the world a better place to live in, instead of accepting suffering as some punishment from a sky daddy when it's really just the wrong people in power hoarding wealth trying to normalize this bullshit. My red hair represents the bloodshed of my people that were mass murdered for refusing to submit to the church and give up their goddess worship and magic to help the poor and needy. Actually, I just really like the color, but I feel like subconsciously that may be why I'm so connected to that color. I feel like that color on my hair just expresses me. Also, you know what I found out recently? I found out I'm an Aries stallion. So I feel like that's the Aries stallion coming out of me. All that fire. I have mostly fire in my astrology chart. So I feel like I'm subconsciously expressing that. So I always find it interesting to pay attention to what feels the most authentic to you. What hairstyles make you feel true? Even if the color is blue, girl, just do whatever you want to do. Dr. Seuss ain't got nothing on me. Expression is a beautiful thing, and you should not let it hold you back because people are uncomfortable with your expression. If someone is uncomfortable because you're different, bigger, brighter, bolder, more expressive, or creative, good. Let their asses learn to get comfortable with it, because the we look like dimming ourselves for people who are too scared to express themselves or just too lazy to express themselves. If more of us unapologetically do it, it wouldn't be a disturbance or shock to people. Like, how are people disturbed by people expressing themselves? Lame. Who cares what lames think? They're lame. Let them be lame with their lame stares and lame opinions about how amazing you are. Only lames are triggered and bothered by greatness and audacity. The world needs more of it. Then there's convenience and maintenance. How long does it take for you to do your hair? Often convenience seems to triumph over factors. What's not convenient is not sustainable. You don't want to feel like you have to do backflips every morning to feel beautiful, and you don't have to. For me, what's most convenient is 2-strand twist and my ultra wig, because when I take out my twist after a week or two, my curls are effortlessly perfect for about a week when I do want to rock my natural hair. I've stumbled on a few videos saying synthetic wigs are out and ratchet, but when I spent $300 on a human hair wig, not only was it out of budget, but it was harder to maintain for me. I had to curl my hair with heat every morning and risk the burn in my face. Sometimes I would actually burn myself, and under some weather, my curls would just loosen right up throughout the day. With my synthetic wigs, I don't have to do anything but brush it a little in the morning, and the curls stay looking fresh for over a week. No heat is needed, and it's so affordable. When the curls die out and it starts looking knotted, I just replace it. I'm getting what looks like a fresh blowout for just $30 every 2 to 3 weeks. Some ladies just get their hair professionally straightened, and they find that's easier for them, not just with styling, but with growth, because their hair gets less tangled to grow. It's all about what works best for you. Take every piece of advice you see on this internet with a grain of salt, because I've seen so many opinions that are like, you can't do this, this is out, this is in. If you wear a wig, you need to glue it with super glue and make sure to do all these intricate steps. I ain't doing any of that, okay? Y'all not about to have me rip out my edges. All you need is a good bang, and you really ain't gotta do a thing. Honestly, you could just put it on like a hat and still look immaculate. You don't have to do anything that doesn't work for you. Tweak it to your liking. When it comes to wigs, I've seen videos saying you need to cornrow it for your wig to be flat and look really good. Me personally, because I love hair with a lot of volume, I can do my 2-strand twist, put a wig cap over it, and you can't even tell I have a whole nother hairstyle underneath. And then there's growth. Protective styles that don't pull your hair too much or damage your hair too much. For me, again, 2-strand twist does it for me. And keeping my hair moisturized at all times, because dryness makes it harder for you to retain your length, because your ends are breaking off from the dryness before you can see growth. Think of your ends as old people. They are the oldest parts of your hair. They need more attention like the elderly. Things like wearing a bonnet to protect protect your hair strands from ripping and shedding with the friction of rubbing against certain fabrics, satin pillowcases if you don't want to wear a bonnet, cutting off your dead ends so they don't spread too rapidly, keeping them moisturized, not drowning your hair too much in moisture because that can cause your ends to break off too. And then the last factor is perception. How do you want to be perceived? If you want to be perceived as glamorous, it would play in your favor to have a glamorous hairstyle. If you want to stand out as a creative, it would play in your favor to have a creative hairstyle. If you want to attract a high status man, it would play in your favor to look high status and not like a housekeeper he'd hire to clean his house. Comfort, expression, convenience, growth, and perception. Some factors are more important than others. For me, expression is a huge one. Luckily, my expression is aligned with the perception I want. Some people can give two how people perceive them, but perception is an important factor to consider if you are trying to attract a specific crowd, if you're an influencer, if you're a creative, that definitely can make a difference. Comment below what factors are most important to you when picking a hairstyle. My take on how I'm treated with different hairstyles. I do get more compliments with my natural hair. I feel my best and most authentic with my maroon hair. I love my curls. And I hate when my hair dye is fading and my roots start showing. That's when I pop out the wigs and let it just grow out. I don't like to re-dye my hair too much. So I'll let the dye just come out and just let it grow out a little bit before I re-dye it. I feel like having color in my hair really enhanced the curls, the look of the curls, and really motivated me to be more on top of my hair growth journey because I can see the growth coming in. And it hits different. I wouldn't recommend bleaching unless you're getting it done from like a professional that is experienced in bleaching natural hair, because I've seen that make people's hair fall out way too much. I use Developer and a hair dye for dark hair. I'm gonna link it all down in the description below. And a hot take that I haven't heard is how much evil eye you'll receive when you have really good looking natural hair as a Black woman. It's one thing when I'm wearing a wig and I'm looking good. It's like, I feel like low-key, not even I feel like, I know these bitches because like I've experienced it where I've worn like fake hair and people think that they can one-up me because they think I'm bald. They think, oh well, she's pretty, but she might be bald underneath all that, so she ain't got nothing on me because she's bald. And then when I pop out with my real hair and my real hair looks like a wig, I feel like the evil eye is like no other, because now what when people are envious of you for whatever reason, it doesn't even have to be looks. They could be envious of you because you have a business, because you're on your grind, because you have family that cares for you, because you care about yourself, you exude self-love. When people are envious of you, they look for the things that you don't have, or they're assuming you don't have, and they do to self-soothe. Like, oh, okay, well, she doesn't have a car, so, or, oh, okay, well, she doesn't have a man. So, like, it's just a way to self-soothe. And then when you pop up and they realize you actually do have that thing that they have too, the one thing that they're using to feel superior, to self-soothe and not feel less than, all hell breaks loose when they realize that you have that thing too. You cannot define your worth by what you have and someone else doesn't. Like, it's just a recipe for disaster. And a lot of girlies who are envious, they do that because you're highlighting the things that they don't have. So they cling on to the things that they have that you don't to feel better. And then when you do have that thing that they were banking on you not having to feel confident, it's like a personal attack to them. So they want to attack you. And I feel like my natural hair is even more gorgeous than my wigs. And then the color, I feel like the color, the curls, everything is just so immaculate, and it's like so unique. It'd be making people mad. Like, I've literally been jumped because hoes were mad that they were bald and my hair was immaculate. And you're gonna get that when you're just confident in your natural hair. Sometimes I'll pop on a wig because I don't got time to be stared at that much and like question people looking at my scalp, like trying to investigate. It's tiring. A lot of people just assume it's a wig. When I tell them it's not, they think I'm lying. And that just, I don't know how I feel about that. A part of me is like, okay, wow, that's cool. Like that's a flex. But then another part of me is like, excuse me? Like, do you think black people don't grow hair? Like, what is going on? Let's get back into what the girlies have to say about hair.
There are certain outfits that just look better with straight hair, just like there's certain outfits that look better with curly hair. There is a science to it. I'ma break it down. Keep in mind, I'm not a scientist. I'm just a bitch that thinks she knows everything. Okay, walk with me. Curly hair goes better with sundresses. Curly hair is the epitome of summer. Summer, sundresses. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, next. Fur coats just look better when you have bangs. Don't argue with me. Don't argue with me. Just yin and yang, they fit together so perfectly. And you know, I don't know you. You could have no bangs and an extensive fur coat collection, and you're still gorgeous. But just think how much cooler you would look with bangs while wearing your fur coat. Think about it. A bob and a mini skirt combo is always going to eat down. How can you not say cut? How can you not say cut? Like, bobs just look so good with mini skirts. It's like, bitch, I don't need long hair to be sexy. What the fuck are you talking about? I feel like straight hair and leather jackets go perfectly together. It's like straight hair, sleek, shiny. Leather jackets, sleek, shiny. You know, also, I love a tank top and jeans moment with straight, sleek, shiny hair. It just makes sense to pair these together. Do you see what I mean? But interestingly enough, I think curly hair goes better with tube tops. Once again, not a scientist. This is all just based off of vibes. But if you get what I mean, pick it up while I put it down.
So I saw this video of this girl explaining, like, if you have darker hair, how you seem more unapproachable, but if you have lighter hair, like, you seem more unapproachable, but, like, you're more serious if you have dark hair, and yada, yada, yada. I want to take a stance from, like, a red hair point of view. When I dyed my hair red, I feel like I got, like, so much attention just from everyone, like, even girls. Like, I feel like I was giving off, like, happiness and butterflies and rainbows, even especially when I was bright red hair, and I went black for like 2 weeks, and I hated it, and I hated the aura it was giving off, and I went red again. But I even see a shift with like the shades of red that my hair is. Like, if it's brighter, I have like a different aura, like I give off a different aura, but if I have dark red hair, it seems more serious. Like, even that shift, you can tell. If anyone else has red hair, have they like experienced this also?
I want everyone, if you have the time, or if you make the time, to explore color theory and how it can elevate your style game. So I wanted to take the filter off and show you guys like what I look like sans filter with this color on, which some may consider blush or like a soft salmon, whatever have you. When you take time to study color theory, it will literally change the way that you shop, because you will find colors that not only complement your skin, but give you kind of like a warmth, a glow. So I only mention that because it made me think of the discourse that was happening a couple of weeks ago with Beyonce and her wearing silver to the Renaissance premiere, and people were like, she's bleaching her skin. And it's like, no, if you understood color theory and how certain colors wash you out and some colors enhance your complexion, then you would know. But yeah, anyways, okay, bye, I'm done.
I had a pixie cut for over 5 years and I loved it, and I don't think I'm ever gonna have long hair again. Like, I'm a short hair girly through and through. I don't think we're ever getting past here. And recently I've been thinking about some of the things that people said to me when I had a pixie cut, specifically men. Like, it really trips people out a lot of the times when they see women with super short haircuts, and I have plenty of theories about that. We can get into it later. I digress. I thought I would share one of the first things a man ever said to me when I cut my hair off for the first time. I'll never forget it. I was in the gym on a mat, mid-exercise. I'm doing bicycle kicks, like I'm working my abs, right? Focused, headphones in. I just feel a tap on my shoulder, and a man is leaning over me, tapping on me. I'm thinking to myself, like, there better be a fire, because why are you doing this right now? And it's one of the guys that works at the gym. And before I could even get my headphones out, he just makes a motion, and he's like, and I'm like, what the? And I take my headphones off, and again, he motions to his head, and he just goes, why? I'm like in shock, so uncomfortable, just super taken aback. And I'm like, what? He just goes, why would you do that to your head? I'm like truly in shock. And I've never even had one conversation with this man, so I do not understand what's happening here. So I just uncomfortably laugh and sit up, and I'm just like, I don't know, I said to him, I was like, I'm just not really that good at doing my hair, so I just cut it off. To which he responds, in all seriousness, well, you know that there are people you can pay to do that for you, right? Like in the most condescending, rude tone ever, and then just walks away. I've just been thinking about that. Now that my hair has grown out a little bit, there's a big part of me that wants to just cut it back off just so I can make more men uncomfortable. But yeah, that's when my villain era started. And if there was any shred of pick-me energy left in me in that moment, it evaporated. Because I don't exist for men, first of all, and the audacity for a man to interrupt my workout to insult me to this day blows me away. And you know what? I rocked that pixie cut for over 5 years after that.
Can you talk about looking feminine with really short hair? Absolutely. So I live this life, okay? With me wearing my hair in a fro like this, and we're gonna deep dive into that. I will say that there are days that I put on one of my good outfits. It's a great outfit. And I'm like, I do look a little bit more masculine today. It's a real thought, okay? A couple things that I do that are practical to help me feel more feminine, more sexy, sultry, all the things. Number one, we're absolutely doing earrings. Earrings and or necklace has to be happening, but definitely earrings. And make sure you're picking the ones that actually suit your face. I know that these work well for me because I don't do well in long earrings, but if you do, get some. Number two, picking silhouettes that are really, really flattering and form and figure flattering. Now, there's obviously levels. That does not mean that you have to have on club attire. That could just be like wearing a top like this that's softer but really fits that body, right? Crop tops, wearing more dresses, again, that are more form flattering, even if that's just a daytime dress that has a tie in the middle to really draw in that waist. Finding silhouettes still in your style that feel more feminine. You can also go the makeup route, even if it's a very, very light kind of deal, right? Like something I have on today, very easy breezy, like spruce up the brow a little bit, a lip, and like a concealer or something, right? Very, very light. And the last thing I will say is make sure that even though you have really short hair, that is hair that is flattering. That would be the biggest thing, right? Because it'll be really easy for you to be struggling and wrestling with like, I don't look feminine and I don't look this and I don't look that if the hairstyle is not working for you in general, right? So like that would be like if I were to go low and I were to have like a burgundy hair color. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm already setting myself back by having the wrong color, wrong volume, and then it's like short, so now I'm feeling, am I as feminine? So you've got all these things working against you. So make sure that you are already a girly who can handle that short hair style that you have, and then do all the other things. Hope that helps. Toodles.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, let me just do my hair real quick. Okay.
Now, I've never had a 30-inch bust down middle part, right? But these braids in my head, I imagine that's what having a 30-inch bust down middle part feels like. Like these braids is what that feels like. This is my 30-inch bust down middle part. Cause what? Yeah.
So I saw a video a while ago where they said that 4C hair is not hard to manage. If your 4C hair is hard to manage, it is because you're trying to get it to do something it does not want to do. And I think about it constantly because it is so true. Like I'm currently doing my hair and I wash it and I put conditioner in and I've been brushing it. And look how easy this hair is to brush. Okay. It is just brushing. Like, there's nothing special. It's literally just conditioner in my hair. And my 4C hair, to me, has never been difficult to manage. I've never had to work hard for my 4C hair. Because especially when I wore my hair naturally, I would put water in it most mornings and just like comb it out a little bit and just go. It shrinks into a little afro. It looks the way it wants to look. It is hair. So much of the narrative that 4C hair is difficult is because a lot of you want to not have 4C hair. You want loose curls or you want straight hair. And when you try and do that, it is difficult to keep it that way because that is the way your hair does not want to be. We do not tell women with like straight, like pin straight hair that their hair is difficult because it cannot hold a curl. Because it doesn't do that because that's not what it's supposed to do. I honestly think having 4C hair is easier than having a lot of curl types because I do not have to nudge my hair into having a curl pattern. It is going to look like this regardless of what I do. I know some people with curly hair with looser curls get a lot of frizz if they don't take care of their hair properly. My hair just looks like this regardless of what I do to it. And the idea that the way my hair naturally grows out of my skull is not enough and I need to do more is just plain and simple anti-blackness.
I have been seeing a lot of discourse about light skins or mixed people with type 4 hair, type 4C hair, afro hair, and I just want to give my background. I am Dominican, I'm Afro-Dominican, but I'm also mixed Dominican, so I have a lot of white ancestry. I'm pretty much half and half. And as you can see, my natural hair is type 4. I would describe my curls as being 4A, 4B. I have never once felt like I didn't fit into a beauty standard. Again, this is just me speaking about it because of my proximity to whiteness, because of my light complexion. I have been told many times to people that my hair looks good on just me. Mind you, my natural hair is an afro. People have been wearing afros forever, but people have told me this hair looks good only on you, and I can't help but feel really icky when I hear that. When I first went natural, I had no idea what kind of curls I would have because I had a relaxer for so long, because my mom had a relaxer for so long, so no one really knew what was going on under this perm. So when an afro, a type 4 afro, tight curls came out of my head, I had to unpack why I was so hesitant to accept this part of me. And part of that, realizing that I was raised in a way where certain curls were good and other curls were bad. They were pelo malo. But that being said, I always felt like going natural for me was a lot easier than when my darker skin friends went natural, because I would not get called nappy head as much as they would. I would not get called all these like really weird icky things. Instead, I would get called things like exotic. Oh my god, shorty, what are you mixed with? That kind of vibe. I definitely do think skin complexion plays a factor into why some curls are considered good and some aren't. Also, doesn't help that when you look up curly hair tutorial on like YouTube or TikTok, what you get is a bunch of like racially ambiguous loose curls, tight curls, but never coils, never kinks, never afros. I feel like the beauty standard will always lean proximity to whiteness, so having lighter skin when you have a certain hair texture sort of makes life a little bit easier, because you don't get called a bunch of derogatory things like your darker skin counterparts do, and that's a sad fucking fact. But yeah, we all gotta unpack like what curls are good and what curls are bad, because if it comes out of your head, how could it be bad? I feel like there's definitely a difference between like not liking the way you look with your natural hair and straight up hating your hair. I also find it kind of icky when women who look like me tell women who are darker what they should or shouldn't do with their hair, because it's like, I will never know what it's like to go through the world looking a certain way with this hair texture, so I'm not in a place to speak on it. That's all I'm gonna say.
People seem to think that if their hair is like this, it's not quote-unquote curly, but the only difference between this and this is clumping. When your curls clump, they're more defined because you can see the shape better, but it's the same shape as your single curls. I'm trying to demonstrate this by separating the clumps, and I'm failing obviously. What I'm saying is nothing's wrong with your hair if your curls don't clump naturally. I actually prefer my curls to be single versus clumped, but they're both pretty and both curly. A curl isn't defined by shape, it's defined by elasticity, and people with tight curls have the curliest hair. So yes, it's curly. Very curly.
I want to talk about some celebrities that didn't pop off until they changed their hair. I don't know if this is Chappell Roan's natural color. It definitely looks natural on her. But once she did this red velvet hair color, she popped off. And like, obviously her music has everything to do with that. I'm not saying like her hair is the reason, but it definitely gives her the look of a star. Here's Gaga before her first album. And then this is like her iconic debut look. She always had this platinum blonde with like the hair bow. Y'all remember the hair bow? Like, this felt revolutionary. And if we're gonna be talking iconic hair, when I first discovered The Weeknd, this is what his hair looked like. And it's like, even if you weren't familiar with his music, you knew who he was because of this hair. Here's Katy Perry before her first album. And then she started branding herself as like this pinup girl with this dark hair and this short bang. Have to mention Justin Bieber's hair because. And then Rihanna's red hair has had me in a chokehold like since I was a kid. I feel like it was the era that she had this iconic red hair that her music was really becoming mainstream and she was all over the place. So I always associate this hair color with her. Here's Sabrina Carpenter. She's still blonde and it looks great on her, but this look definitely wasn't like setting her apart from anybody else. But what a difference the right haircut and style and shade of blonde can do for someone. Priscilla Presley before she dyed her hair. And Elvis wanted her to dye her hair. He thought it would look striking on her. He also dyed his hair. Fun fact, if people didn't know that, he was naturally blonde. But this look on her was, I know I keep saying the word iconic, but this was so iconic. And Lana Del Rey actually like modeled her look after Priscilla's look. Speaking of Lana Del Rey, this Born to Die auburn hair of hers was so iconic. Here we are with a very much Priscilla Presley inspired look. Here's Marilyn Monroe, and I believe this is her natural hair color. But when you think of Marilyn, you think of blonde. Like, she popped off with this blonde. That's why I'm so passionate about like color theory and hair theory and iconic celebrity hair, because there's a lot of factors that go into somebody becoming mainstream and really popular, but a lot of it boils down to their aesthetic and how they present themselves, and hair has a lot to do with that.
Y'all know what that means when a bitch go blonde. Y'all know what it means when a bitch go blonde. That means she ain't going for none.
I'm at the airport this morning. I'm back in wigs for the first time in a long time. And again, the stark difference in the way people treat me when I have on wigs versus braids versus natural hair is earth-shattering. Honestly, it's very disheartening. A man carried my bag up the escalator. Like, it moves. I definitely could have done that myself. But I didn't have to today because my hair looks like this today. And I get to check my bag, and it is pretty solidly overweight. I didn't know I didn't weigh it before I got here. I always forget to do that. And of course, the man just comes and clears it. My hair is natural. I feel like I'm met with outright hostility, or I'm fully invisible. People truly do not acknowledge my existence at all. And every time I switch back to wigs, I'm startled. I'm just startled. I don't have any makeup on. It's crazy. I was confused as to why everybody was so fucking smiley this morning.
It's a wig. Why do you care if it looks natural? The same way I'll expect leave-outs to be blended. The same way I'll expect extensions to match. The same way I want my wig to look natural. Like, what's confusing about that? Y'all just love to hate on wigs, and it's getting old. It's getting old.
Guys will be like, oh, I love natural hair. Da-da-da. I'm just like, no, you love a type of natural hair.
Let's
Don't
be
lie.
real. There was this girl that made a TikTok, and
Yeah.
she was basically saying, at the end of the day, it's your money, it's your preference. You can spend it on what you want, how you want to look. But has the standard become a bit too unrealistic? So standard being lashes, weave, all this and that. It's for me, because I love that. I can't lie. I've always been like this.
Yeah.
Like, everyone that knows me, I've been that girl that's just into stuff like that.
Period.
That girl. I've just been into stuff like that. But I also know how being into stuff as that has actually played on my self-confidence and also played on my own insecurities, and also that there's this standard that I know that does well.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Like, if you look a certain way, your hair's on a certain way, you have that look, you attract what the mainstream society accepts. I think the men have made a standard of beauty. Like, we just followed it. Like, if boys were loving the afro, the short hair, do you not think everyone would do it?
Yeah, absolutely. But the reality is, guys will be like, oh, I love natural hair. Da-da-da. I'm just like, no, you love a type of natural hair.
Let's
Don't
be
lie.
real.
You don't like the 4C.
No.
You like the 3 Exotica.
Let's
You
be
like
real.
that.
Yeah.
That's what you like.
You like that.
Don't.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just so much politics, like, to even unpack it. Like, there's like, where would we even start and begin?
I switch up my hair a lot, and I've noticed that when I wear wigs, I get treated better as compared to when I wear my natural hair. So I am a real natural girly. Like, I do not put heat in my hair outside of blow dryer. I literally have not flat ironed my hair since pre-COVID. Like, I leave my hair the fuck alone, and I slap a wig on top of it outside of that. And like I said, I noticed that the reception is different. Now, I will say I typically do tend to get more compliments when my hair is natural, especially from like black people, like black women, older black women. They gonna tell me they love my hair. Black men, they gonna tell me they love my hair, for the most part. But again, I'm a server. I work in restaurants. I work again on TikTok. Even I noticed that my videos on TikTok get better reception when my hair is in like a wig or something. And what's annoying as fuck is when I wear my hair, like people be like, when you gonna do your hair? Bitch, my hair is done. The fuck? My hair is in a puff. It looks presentable. I'm not coming outside. Yes, my hair is an afro, but it's not all over my head. I don't look crazy. Like, some people especially, but you know what? I always get that reception from them hoes that don't like themselves. It be the ones who you've never seen their real hair in their life, that they want to make a comment about you and your natural hair. I've definitely noticed that. But yeah, like I just think it's interesting, especially the fact that, like I said, I get more compliments when I wear my natural hair, but I get treated better when I wear wigs. So comment below, black girls, and let me know if y'all have noticed a similar experience, because I tweeted about this and somebody else responded and they was like, I get exactly what you're saying, because I tweeted like, I noticed it's a different reception with natural hair versus wigs. And then somebody responded and was like, which one do you feel like gets better reception? And I said, like, more compliments, natural hair, but treated better with my wigs. And this girl was like, I know exactly what you're talking about, which made me want to talk about it on here. So let's talk about it. Comment below and let me know what you think.
They say you could tell the state of any woman's mental health simply by looking at her hair color. Don't believe me? Google it. I did not just make that fact up. Red, just finished going through a heartbreak. She is in the streets. Blue or pink, probably just had a mental or a manic episode within the past week. Green, drugs. Hardcore drugs. Jet black, focusing on herself. She's strictly about her business. She don't got time for no BS. As you can see here, I opted for a nice little honey chestnut brown color with blonde highlights. Why? Because I have myself together, but I'm unstable. I'm very unpredictable. I can switch up at a drop of a dime. You just never know what to expect with me. And I feel like this is the hair color that says that, but also says, but I'm grown.
Let me know your thoughts in the comments and what's your go-to hairstyle. I'm also going to link this wig below in my Amazon storefront, because majority of the hairstyles are this wig in just different colors. That's how much I fucking love it. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on when I get into how charisma and your energy can make you attractive as, and I will see you in the next video.